What's going on, everyone? This is Dom, and today we're talking about my week-long experience with this guy, the Pixel 7 Pro, and it's a pretty great phone, I have to say. If you're looking for a no-frills smartphone that runs the latest Android version that will get the job done in pretty much every way that you need, this is probably one to look at. It's probably easy to tell, but there aren't very many design changes when it comes to the Pixel lineup this year. We still have that camera bar in the back, though now it is full metal and it ties into the body very seamlessly, which is nice. But other than that, I mean, there's not really a ton that screams new phone other than maybe the colorways that we have this year. Now, I'm not knocking it for the lack of a design change. That's perfectly fine. Google does a lot of stuff very intentionally with their smartphone lineups, and this is, let me tell you, the software experience here is second to none for sure, especially if you're looking for, like I said, that no-frills Android experience that has a little bit of intelligence packed inside that will help you get the job done with whatever you need. Around the front side, we do have a 6.7-inch 1440p panel, and it is set to 1080p out of the box, so be sure to change that if you want that higher resolution, though to my eyes, I couldn't really tell a difference in sharpness between the two. The thing is just sharp. The panel is just perfectly sharp. And beneath that panel, we do have Google's latest chip inside of there, which will help all of that software run absolutely smoothly. Now, as far as that new chip inside goes and the software performance, honestly, I'd be lying if I said there's a huge noticeable difference between the performance from last year versus this year. It's just fast, and both of the phones performed fast when I was using them, so there's really no difference there. One thing I did just notice looking at it side profile design wise, we got to get rid of this glossy back right here. Let's do a nice matte finish on the back, because this thing is a fingerprint magnet. I can just see it looking at it myself right here. There are a ton of fingerprints on the back of this phone. Now, speaking of the back side of the phone, we do have our cameras here, and you know what? They've done pretty well. I took this on a trip recently, and I got to take some really cool photos of some animals outside doing some animal things, and it was pretty nice. We have a 50 megapixel main shooter on the back here, but you're not getting 50 megapixel photos out of this. You're actually getting 12.5 megapixel photos out of this because of pixel binning. So it's actually taking the pixels from where it makes sense to make a sharper image with less noise, and same as with the 48 megapixel telephoto lens on the back there. These photos are so crisp. I mean, as you can see on screen, everything looks absolutely beautiful. Even zoomed in at 5 times, which is the optical zoom on the telephoto lens, everything just looks super sharp and super crisp, and that is why megapixels don't always matter for your photo resolution, but they do help out a ton when it comes to making the photos that you're taking look crisp and clean. This is definitely one of the best cameras that we've seen on a smartphone in 2022, and you know what? Google knows what they're doing with this stuff, and I'd be hard pressed to find one that performed better. Maybe you're getting higher resolution photos on other cameras, but I think that for the Pixel 7 Pro, this is definitely one of the best. If I had to say one thing I wish this had was a more secure way of doing face unlock. Sure, we have the in-display fingerprint sensor, which works great, but as far as the face unlock goes, it's just using the front-facing camera, nothing special there, so that's just my advice to Google next year. Maybe do a little bit more of a secure face unlock for this guy. Now, as far as the battery performance goes on the Pixel 7 Pro, this thing is an absolute beast. I personally was seeing upwards of 5 hours of screen on time, and I had all notifications enabled. It was connected to my Pixel Watch. I was using it to take photos, etc. The works. I was putting it through its paces, and I was still left with about 20% left at the end of the day in terms of the battery capacity. So it's been an absolute joy to use this thing, not having to worry about it dying. I don't know what they're doing with the optimization inside of here, but it's working, and I'm very much looking forward to breaking this in a little bit more for a long-term review. So if you want to see that, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If there's anything to be said about the Pixel 7 Pro, it's that it's very iterative, right? We have a very iterative upgrade here, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not knocking it for that. It seems like Google has taken what they've learned from previous years and applied it in a much better sense on this year's smartphone, which is great. And on top of that, there's improvements where improvements matter, like with the camera suite on the back, or with the software optimizations and some of the little quirky features that they've added in there. I think that it's great all around though. Realistically though, this, like I said, is one of the top contenders for Android phone of the year, in my opinion. I think though that it might even be a little bit of a better bargain to get the Pixel 7 if you don't need some of the little extra sprinkles of screen real estate and the extra camera on the back that the Pixel 7 Pro comes with, because the Pixel 7 starts out at $599. Pixel 7 Pro still an amazing deal at $899, and you know what? I think that they both do very well. So stay tuned for my video on the Pixel 7 coming out in the near future, but I've been pretty excited about this phone since I've had it in my possession here, been using it out in the wild and stuff like that, and I'd love to know your thoughts about the Pixel 7 Pro down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new videos like this drop in the near future. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Once again, this is Dom, and I will catch you in the next video.